After being cornered by Manso, Sandy and Fuss had no choice but to reluctantly shake hands with the devil just to survive. With access to state-of-the-art equipment and technology from the sly fox himself, Sandy focused all her skills on designing the perfect 2,000 rupee counterfeit bill. From chemical engineer to financial illusionist, what a career twist. Meanwhile, Fuss was getting familiar with the German-imported machines. Days of blood, sweat, and caffeine later, the two finally produced a counterfeit so flawless that even the top-tier detectors had to surrender. It was the kind of bill that could crash the entire Indian economy and still win design awards. Who would come out on top, this master forger duo or the financial crime unit? Manso, clearly thrilled with their creation, immediately gave the order to print the bills en masse and flood the market. The man looked like he just hit the counterfeit jackpot, but he had no idea that Captain Michael had already tracked down one of his closest cronies. After getting intel, Mecca's superior drove straight through Bangladesh to coordinate with special forces on the hunt. No visas needed, just a warrant and a fast car. However, command ordered Michael to stay back and wait for updates from the ambush team positioned along the target's escape route. Waiting was the job, but his nerves were basically deep-fried. Unfortunately for them, Bailang wasn't some clueless rookie. He spotted military jeep tracks on the road and immediately ordered his team to vanish. As the target slipped through the net, Michael was practically fuming. That kind of street smarts doesn't come with a user manual. He jumped in a vehicle and chased the criminals into the jungle, guns blazing. The Bangladeshi forces soon arrived to assist, and a fierce gunfight erupted. But the special ops team had no trouble picking them off one by one. They surrendered faster than you could say freeze. Only one stubborn guy bolted into the woods, firing wildly, missing everything, obviously, and was finally handcuffed after running out of bullets. His aim was so bad, he could have hit himself and still missed. Captain Michael approached him later, trying the sweet talk approach to get Manso's location. The man flipped him off instead. When in doubt, just raise your middle finger and your chances of parole vanished. Not impressed, Michael gave him a hot lead to the leg, literally, and grabbed his wallet to bring the counterfeit bills back for testing. But even with Mecca's high-end gear, they couldn't detect a single flaw. When genius meets German machinery, even the lie detector gets confused. A few days later, Michael visited Milan in the hospital to convince him that even if he walked free, Manso would have him silenced. Out of jail? Sure. Out of danger? Not a chance. Meanwhile, Manso visited Sunny's grandfather under the guise of a business partner and even paid for a top-tier surgeon, because nothing says partnership like a surgical bribe. But this is Manso, he doesn't do favors without strings attached. Even a fool could smell the catch, and Sunny certainly wasn't one. Manso told him about getting arrested at the Bangladesh border and asked him to infiltrate the anti-counterfeit unit to gather intel, blackmailing with a sprinkle of guilt. Classic villain playbook. His uncle, realizing Sunny was being used by a venomous snake, tried to talk sense into him, practically coughing up his throat in frustration. But Sunny wouldn't budge. He said those who help you in hard times are your real family, even if they're demons. Who needs angels when you've got sponsors from hell? The next day, Sunny approached Mecca at a coffee shop, and they clicked instantly. He played smooth and got her number like a pro, falling in love and setting traps. Two birds, one flirty stone. When he learned Mecca was struggling to find a new place, Sunny introduced her to a fancy seaside apartment and sneakily installed tracking software while pretending to borrow her phone. Romance, real estate, and spyware. What a combo. Luckily, his friend was distracting her with a house tour while Sunny crept around the balcony like a budget spy. 007 on a budget, but with much better views. From that point on, the girl truly fell for him, unaware he was the #1 target of the anti-counterfeit task force. Meanwhile, Captain Michael was squeezing every drop of intel out of Milan and learned that Manso's crew was preparing to ship out 120 billion rupees in fake cash to Myanmar. That's not a shipment, that's an economic earthquake in a box. Once he understood the plan, Michael assembled his entire team, including Mecca, who happened to be on a lunch date with Sunny. Thanks to the tracking app, he already knew everything. Who needs detectives when you've got spy apps and lunch dates? Michael ordered full lockdown of all routes from Myanmar, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan into India, with hourly updates on all fronts. Operation National Firewall, Money Edition. Sunny, on the other hand, suggested going through Nepal, but Michael already had that border sealed too. Both cops and criminals had moles, so every move was immediately countered. A chess game with bullets and bribes. Suspecting a mole among his ranks, Michael confiscated all phones from his team, but even that yielded nothing. Paranoia level, confiscate first, question later. Manso then pulled a classic misdirection move. He sent out two decoys, a truck and a cargo ship, to distract Michael's team, making it look like he'd slipped up, bait so obvious it hurt, but they still bit. It wasn't until Mecca used the counterfeit detector that they realized the seized bills were just old money, old cash, new disappointment. It was all just a Trojan horse ploy from Manso. Meanwhile, Sunny and Force went to a shady bar to meet a Russian uncle. They wanted to buy his rusty old ship to transport the 120 billion fake rupees without raising suspicion. After some hard bargaining, they struck a deal, $80,000 for that pile of scrap, just to ensure Manso's fake fortune sailed safely. When your heist plan includes bartering with vodka uncles, you know it's serious. Fuss insisted he was prone to seasickness, flat out refusing to board the ship with Sonny. A con man afraid of water, like a cat dodging shampoo. But once they hit the sea, it was Sonny who keeled over, while Fuss remained steady as ever. Guess all those boat meals built up his immunity. The next morning, Sonny got a call. The anti-narcotics unit was already waiting at the port. If they docked now, it wouldn't be dinner they'd be served, it'd be jail time, 3 meals a day, all inclusive. Panicking, Sonny told the captain to reroute to another country. But the captain said they didn't have enough fuel to get that far, and they couldn't anchor here either, it was too deep. Big ship, small tank. Classic Manso logic. So the captain had a genius plan: use the crane to drop the containers at a shallow spot, ditch the cargo ship, then escape by speedboat to Mumbai. The situation was so desperate, they nearly called a grab canoe that night. Sonny hired a salvage vessel to retrieve the containers full of cash and haul them back to India, where they were loaded onto a truck and taken to the warehouse. From smuggling to logistics, a true multi-industry upgrade. With the job done, the duo suddenly became billionaires overnight. They bought a supercar and 2 luxury apartments in the city. Leveling up faster than an iPhone release, Sonny then returned to his grandfather's old printing press, refurbished it, and launched an independent news platform to compete with mainstream media. From fake money to real headlines, diversifying like a true digital native of their product. Now dubbed ultra-fake currency by Meher, because not even machines could tell it was fake anymore. The only test left? Burn it and pray. When tech fails, call the shaman. If the flame turned red, it was fake. Meanwhile, Michael's boss was once again chewing him out. 2 years had passed, and he still hadn't caught Manso. This case was dragging on longer than the release of GTA 6. Worse yet, Manso had produced a bill so perfect, even experts couldn't spot the fake. As for Meher, she was falling harder for Sonny. His smooth talk and good looks were a deadly combo. Fooling the market was one thing, now he was scamming hearts too. To seal the deal, Sonny gifted her a painting he drew at age 15. In return, Meher showed off her counterfeit collection and vowed to hunt down whoever invented this fake note, unaware that the culprit was sitting right in front of her. A real-life game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? With the suspect sitting across the table, the bills were now packed and ready to flood the Indian market. Thanks to Manso's distribution network, they sold like instant noodles, fast, cheap, and everywhere soon. A journalist from Mumbai Today reported that over 120 billion rupees of fake cash were circulating, sparking fears of a monetary crisis. Just paper, but shaking an entire economy. Then Meher noticed each super fake bill had an est mark, like a signature. That est might stand for Sonny, or screwed. It was the beginning of the end. On top of that, Sonny secretly removed the tracking app from Meher's phone after a night together, convinced he had feelings for her. Love might erase footprints, but not CCTV footage. Meanwhile, Michael's team tracked down one of Sonny's first customers and had him place a massive 300 million rupee order to lure Sonny into the open. The bait was so big, it might as well have had a Marvel budget, but the buyer insisted that Sonny deliver the goods in person. Sonny hesitated, but Fuss pushed him to go. Manso was breathing down their necks with sales targets. Running a counterfeit ring with KPIs, tougher than insurance sales. To send a message, Manso shot a longtime henchman for allegedly snitching during the 120 billion deal, a warning to Sonny and Fuss not to get any funny ideas. No salary, but plenty of bullets. The next morning, Michael launched the sting operation to catch the kingpin of India's biggest counterfeit syndicate. His team covered every exit, fully armed, even their leg hairs had backup. Sonny and Fuss drove into the meeting point as planned. Sonny was to make the drop, unaware that Meher had been sent as the buyer. Plot twist, X meets X at the handover, but Meher, too impatient, stepped outside to scout the area, and locked eyes with Sonny's car. He froze at the sight of her, hit reverse, and instantly triggered police suspicion. His heart hit the brakes, but not the car. Realizing something was off, Sonny sped off and hid in Fuss' car on the lower level. Escape plan: run fast, hide deep, breathe less. Michael, sensing they were still nearby, ordered a floor-by-floor sweep. Sure enough, they ran into Sonny and Fuss just as they were trying to drive out. Small world, even smaller parking lot. Michael didn't recognize them and started checking IDs. Just as he was about to let them go, his deputy reported that the previous getaway car had been found empty. Right then, Michael grabbed Sonny by the collar. Right place, right time. For both sides, Sonny knew the jig was up, so he floored it. A luxury car chased by law enforcement, one powered by an engine, the other by justice, but it was rush hour, and traffic was so jammed neither the cat nor the mouse could move. The whole thing looked like a highway comedy show. Once the road cleared, Sonny rammed through the police blockade and told Fuss to throw the cash bundle out the window to destroy the evidence. Operation Ditch and Dash. Seeing the money, nearby drivers slammed their brakes to scoop up the cash, leaving the cops helpless. Fake money, real greed, but while checking the review mirror, Sonny missed a divider and crashed. Luckily, both men were fine. In the chaos, they blended into the crowd as people fought over the flying cash. And just like that, money gone, suspects vanished, and the cops utterly baffled. Michael's plan failed again, and once more, his boss tore into him like a dad catching his kids smoking. At this rate, he might as well quit and sell street food for peace of mind. But instead of giving up, he begged for one last shot to take down Manso's entire operation. The police then played a bold card, broadcasting the counterfeiting kingpin's photo and info on national news, turning him into a household name. The plan? Make him too famous to hide. Because nothing ruins a criminal's day like going viral for the wrong reason. Now exposed, Fuss mentally collapsed. He wanted to walk away from everything, but they were already neck deep in this swamp. And with no one to pull them out, there's no point dreaming of escape. Meanwhile, Manso started to panic. If the cops caught these two fake money printers, his empire would burn right alongside them. So, the sly old fox sent his men to pick up the duo, by which he meant take them to a remote warehouse and make them disappear. Normally foxes dig dens, but this time, he was digging graves. Their plan was to take out Sonny only, but Rot, being the loyal bro he is, insisted on dying together. That's friendship, ride or die, literally. As the long-haired goon was about to pull the trigger, Sonny's old friend suddenly showed up and rescued them just in time. Turns out, he'd shared his location with Mr. Fluffy Hair the moment he got in the car. Lesson of the day, share your live location, it might just save your life. They shot out Manso's lackey's tires and rushed home to pack and flee the country. But then, Sonny got a call from his uncle. Bad news. The fake print shop had been torched, and his grandfather didn't make it out. That wasn't just the house burning, that was his entire future going up in smoke. Devastated, Sonny pretended to send Far Eyes ahead to the boat, then set out alone to avenge his grandfather. That night, he appeared before one of Manso's thugs and shot him cold. No tears left, just bullets. He hammered another guy in the head and gunned down one trying to open a drawer for a weapon. As he searched for Manso, a sniper took a shot at him, but thankfully, the guy was basically blind. Next time, get him a vision check and a better scope. Sonny fired 2 shots, dropping the guy instantly. Then a beefy thug jumped him and started throwing punches like rent was due. But Sonny countered with 2 swift elbow strikes. Why use fists when you've got razor-sharp elbows? The thug pulled a knife and stabbed Sonny twice in the side. But Sonny retaliated by smashing his face with a sink, then stabbed him in the neck over and over. No mercy, just rage. He then shot Manso's manager in the leg and forced him to open the vault containing all the counterfeit cash. Sonny video called Manso, drenched the whole room in gasoline, and lit it up, burning everything to ash. Manso begged. But cash turned to dust, dreams went up in flames, and the fox was left howling in smoke elsewhere. Far Eyes waited and waited, but Sonny never came. With no choice, he boarded the boat alone, leaving his best friend to face the cops. After all, the sketch artist had just completed a perfect portrait of Sonny's face. He had 2 choices, board the boat or board a police van. In the end, the whirlpool of greed and ambition swallowed everything Sonny had, his grandfather, his printing press, his girlfriend, and even his best friend Fossot. Now, he's alone, wanted nationwide, standing in the wreckage he left behind for Manso. One man versus a nation. And you can bet that fox won't go down quietly next time. His empire's gone, and so is Sonny's. This war is personal now. Money is a terrifying power. It can turn decent people into monsters and make others sell their souls just to hold something illegal in their hands. Getting rich isn't hard if you're not afraid of prison time. So bring the money home to your mama, whether it's clean money, bonus pay, or criminal charges, just make sure it shines. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so I can keep bringing you more. The more likes, the more the underworld panics.